You're all good.
Welcome back to Big Mama's house, y'all. It is a family day. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, and our tiger made it up here to visit with us and go see the grandparents and all that good things for Mother's Day. And we're gonna have dinner. So while he's here, we are gonna have a little group chat and talk a little bit about Tiger today. So we're going to start off with the younger generation here telling us how they met.
So, back in my previous relationship, we're gonna call him M. I gamed with him a lot. I was, in college, gamed a lot, and
That's
then
Mallow talking, by the way.
Oh yeah, hi, it's Mallow. So, he introduced me to a lot of his friends, and one of his friends was Tiger. And we, at first, it was just like, hi, how are you? Nice meeting you, yada yada. And slowly and surely, I won custody of him in the divorce. It's a joke, we were never married, but, and, we just became really good friends. And then I slowly introduced him to the rest of my group. And, Lizard, do you want to tell him how he introduced himself to you?
So I got invited to a group chat with my sister, and my brother Tiger. At that point, I don't have a lot of friends at that point, so I didn't even know who Tiger was. And then suddenly, I kept getting notifications. And the end result of these notifications within a 30-minute period was 268 memes sent in neat spam fashion, and I decided that I hated him. It was a very quick response, and back then, like, my grudges were legendary.
They still are, y'all. They are still legendary.
There are people who have wronged me 10 years ago that I will never talk to again. And so when I said that, I'm like, I hate him. I don't want to talk to him anymore. I will never like him.
This was a topic of conversation in our house for days.
Oh, I did.
The memes. 268 memes.
It's been
this
years.
guy, I hate him. I hope he dies. I mean, it went on. Again, her beefs with people do not end. So yeah, it was days of hearing about the memes.
It has been years since I've been in college, and we still remember the exact number of memes he sent.
268. The number will haunt my nightmares.
But, ...
He became an outlier. And every single... If my life and personality was a research study, Tiger is the outlier that should not be added in any of the research.
It would throw off the results.
I don't forgive people. I don't believe in redemption. I don't warm up to people unless it was an automatic good first meeting, which obviously it wasn't for me. And now he's my brother, so
yeah, he's been officially just kidnapped. He's ours, adopted.
We literally kidnapped him from Wisconsin.
Which,
okay, not literally kidnapped from Wisconsin. It was consensual. He was moved away from toxic family.
I don't know. There was a lot of crying and tears on everybody's parts, and lots of threats.
Look, if it wasn't consensual, he wouldn't have gotten you in the car, okay?
True.
Like, I may be strong, but, like, I don't think I can throw a grown man into the car. Not to mention get all your stuff in there.
Yeah.
All right, Tiger. Well, we heard their version of how it went down. Let's hear from you.
So, that was actually on my way to work one day. My car had broken down, so I was taking the bus, and I was scrolling through Facebook, as I randomly did on my hour-long bus ride to work. Like, oh, this is a funny meme, save, share. That's a funny meme, save, share. I did not realize it was 268 memes in half an hour. I was informed of that much later, and this is the first time of me hearing that it was a discussion for days. So, it was fun. I honestly, I don't know what happened, but as I tell everybody, I'm mold. You know, I'm gonna kill you, but I eventually grow on you. Yeah.
So, that was how many years ago, you guys?
This is back in 2019, early 2020.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 years.
And
Yeah.
so it was probably a year, wasn't it? Year and a half after you guys had been friends playing only online, granted games. You'd never met in person, and you decided we're going to go visit him for a vacation. We're going to take a long weekend and go have a thing. And I'm like, say what now? You're going to go where, who, with who, and why? What? Okay, my babies, my little baby girls, in my mind and my heart, okay, going up to meet some strange man from the internet. I had feelings. I had feelings about this. And so they were like, well, why don't you talk to him? Come see it, come talk to us and get to know him, and then maybe you'll see what we mean. And they were right. I went and listened to you guys, and I got on the headset, and I was like, listen, motherfucker, don't mess with my babies. But, you know, he's a good person. You know, good heart, works hard, he cares a lot. And anybody can see that. And
then he came down.
And then he came here and he saw how insane we all are. And I don't know why he wasn't like, all right, peace out.
I came out for 4th of July.
I will never forget instantly how, you know, I was like coming up to you. I'm like, I'm surprised Dad's as chill as he is. And then you full on said, oh, as soon as he took one look at him, he was like, my girls could take him.
Yeah, I had no worries.
He's like, oh, yeah, they can take him. Liz can take him. Mallow can take him.
Well, it's not just that. Because I
Well,
looked
we
at
knew
I
you
looked at
weren't
him.
going to, you know, we met you, we saw you looked in your face. We knew you were not an
We saw
imminent
your-
threat
we saw
to
your
our
porn
children.
stash.
I've actually gotten threats about that. If I ever shave it, I've had people tell me that they would find me and hunt me, like they would hunt me down and cause severe harm.
If you shaved your porn stash?
Yes.
That is...
Why did you just say that? Now I can't unsee it.
I'm surprised
Why?
you haven't thought it.
And here's the thing, though. So he came down for like a couple of days to a week for that 4th of July that summer. And then the next time we actually saw each other was when we invited him on our family vacation to see Papa Bubbles' family up in another state.
Pennsylvania. That's fine. You can say that.
Yeah. And so he came down to here by train.
And decided to suffer a 14-hour drive.
With 2 dogs, a kitten, and the rest of us.
The 5 adults, and none of us except Lizard are under 250 pounds. So, yeah, it was cozy. It was cozy.
I'm about 245.
True,
240, 245.
okay, I stand
close.
corrected. Editor's note, Papa Bubbles is only 245.
240.
Did 240? 245.
He's very protective of that.
Yeah.
240, 245.
I fluctuate.
Thank you all. I apologize sincerely to Papa Bubbles for any harm caused by my statement. His weight is no more than 245. Okay. Back to Tiger, y'all.
Okay, and apparently, even after all this nonsense of the drive, our craziness, having to listen to the radio, whatever moment Mom and Pops put on the radio, the culture shock he had was when we finally got to our rental place, and he was like, "Y'all just leave valuables out. You don't not worried none of y'all would steal it.
Like if we
You
could've-
share food. You respect people's boundaries."
Yeah,
respect
like
your
we
boundaries,
didn't we purposely rented a 4-bedroom house, and I never once entered one of the other bedrooms besides mine and Papa's. I never even thought of it, or I might have knocked on a door to ask a question. But unless I am invited into another adult's bedroom, okay, I don't go in. Sometimes I'll come here at the house just because it's literally like 3 feet from the living room, because we live in a small house, y'all. But, you know, respect. I don't come in there and root through your things or...
Me and Liz have that relationship, though, that we just kind of just wander in each other's rooms unless it's late at night. Even then, you just kind of stand in the doorway creepily being, can I come in?
You're the only one who has a room in this relationship, though.
Well, I mean, at the Pennsylvania house, okay?
We will explain that sentence on a future episode. I promise. Stay tuned.
Okay, and then he was like, we were like, oh, hey, well, I got food. You want some? And he's like, you're just going to let me have your food willingly? And then they're like, hey, you want to try this out? I was like,
Hey, I bought this outlet. It's kind of useless. Do you have any in your room you want to use this for? Here you go. You need some charges? Take this. You want this? Take that. Take this. Take that.
He's seeing mom put like jewelry just on the table and me just leaving my wallet everywhere, just dropping it. And he's like, what is wrong with you people?
I didn't hear about any of this until we got home. And I was like, why didn't you tell me? I would have like given him a hug because that's sad. But let Tiger explain the situation of why this might have been a bit of culture shock.
I have a specific individual in my life who would constantly just go into my bedroom, take money, take valuables, games. I've been into Pokemon like since it first came out, before it blew up and became popular. Just take my cards, all kinds of stuff, and sell them, do whatever.
A family member. This is a family member.
And that particular person's every single boyfriend that they had. They almost all of them did the same. So to me, it was always, you grow up, you hide stuff. I grew up with adults who viewed other people as nothing more than an ATM. So you hide your money. I personally got into the habit because I hate lying. Oh, I can't help you out with that thing. I don't have any money. So I would spend it, and it's caused me lots of issues. But yeah, so then coming in, seeing such open people who thoroughly loved and cared for each other, I thought that was just something that happened in movies.
Aww.
Listen, the only thing I've hid was a jar of icing underneath my bed when I was a teenager.
No, peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
We would just
What about all those forks?
Okay, the forks too. I was just lazy.
It was for the peanut butter.
It was for the peanut butter.
Again, we will explain these stories in future episodes. Stay tuned. But yeah, when we got home and they told me this, I was saddened because I didn't grow up in a house where like the stealing was going on, but I grew up in a house where I didn't feel safe, and there was no trust when you don't feel safe, and so I kind of know how on a different level that is. So and that's why one of the reasons this podcast exists, because not everybody can find a crazy weirdo family from the Midwest who will adopt you and make you theirs forever, But somebody out there needs somebody. And even if we can't be there in your life in person, we can be a friend out here. And so the 5 of us are family, and blood doesn't exist between 4 of the people here, because I don't even know if you've ever even mentioned it, but Papa is not the biological father of Lizard and Mallow.
He is dad, though.
But he has raised them since they were very, very small. And we'll tell the whole story behind that again down the road. But yeah, I mean, blood doesn't matter when there's love,
I always love the saying, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the waters of the womb. Meaning that the family you choose, those people who you choose to care about, include in your life, is more important than anyone you are related to by blood.
Absolutely.
Just find yourself a man from a different state and kidnap him. Apparently that's all we do.
And that's how you find a good one. Or one you can mold and make your own.
Yeah, because you all didn't kidnap me from...
No, you came here willingly and then found us.
Well, he came with a trash bag, and we kind of was like, let's keep the trash man.
Yours is much better. You
had a half a trash bag full of belongings when I met him. Poor Papa.
So we got a dad that way. We got a brother that way. Let's keep going.
Right? I mean, there's lots of people out there. I mean, can't move in because our house is tiny, but we got lots of love. So, what else is there, guys?
Well, after we came back from our PA vacation,
yes.
That's when the talks have actually kind of got more serious about moving.
And we have a friend who was actually looking for a roommate.
It was a while before that came to that. We were just, looking for places. He was talking about
so that we could all live together, the 5 of us, yeah.
And then one of our friends, we're going to call her Sariana, she was like, you know what, my rent's increasing. I'm just not able to deal with it anymore. Do you want to come live with me? And we were all kind of shocked because Siriana's kind of agoraphobe and she doesn't trust people. The only person she has in her life is her dog.
And again, you met her guys beginning gaming online.
I met her at work. She was a
Oh,
coworker.
really?
Yeah.
I thought she was one of the ones you play with online.
She is, but that's not how they met.
Yep.
Okay.
She's a very
I
sweet
apologize again. I am so sorry.
There's a lot
I
of people that moms keep
misspoke.
track of, so.
Yeah, in my brain, my memory is not that great with everything
So
going
we
on
were all
with me.
kind of shocked. We were like, "Are you sure about that? Is that a joke?" And she's like,
Yeah,
"No."
I was concerned. I was like, is she trying to steal my kid? I was like, wait a minute. I did. Ask it.
Yeah, she's
Ask
very
Mallow.
serious.
Oh, really?
I was like, is she trying to steal my kid? That's like, we're like, I've been busting my butt for 2 years trying to find a house for all of us. And, but you're here now, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
He got his own room.
Yeah.
Yep, you got your own room. You don't have to worry about locking your door or anything like that, and you can come visit people who approve. Oh, you guys take turns because it is a little, like, what, about an hour and a half ish.
It takes me about an hour, 10 minutes to get each
But you
way.
guys both drive way too fast, and you both need to slow down.
Nope.
Well, in my defense, I don't drive nearly as fast as some people.
The truth. You heard it here, folks.
I mean, you,
Listen, I will not admit to any speeds on recording. You can't take this to court.
well, if you want, I'll pull up the message saying you went 150 miles an hour.
That's not what happened.
I did not-
That didn't happen. That did not happen.
Hold on while I put my eyeballs back in my skull.
The car does not go that fast.
Well, only because the car doesn't go that fast, you guys. You're killing me.
I think it only goes up to 120.
Stop.
To my knowledge, she has never gone there.
Is that what happened to your bumper?
Wait, what's wrong with my bumper?
Or your
Oh
yeah.
no, that's because
She-
curbs don't like me.
Okay,
that
so
what happened to her
parking lot.
Maybe.
So in the parking lots, there's these curbs that are in front, the little raised things. She would keep going until it goes. Her front bumper went over it, and then she'd have to back up
Okay.
off of it.
In Mallow's defense, she is like 3.5 feet tall. She can barely see over the steering wheel.
Mother, what betrayal is this?
Okay,
Bad
she's
time to
literally.
get
I may be a few
Not
apples
that
tall. I'll take
short.
out your kneecaps.
She's more like 5'3", 5'4".
But still, she can barely see over the steering wheel.
No, that's me. I can't.
With her boobs, she can't see much further past them. So yeah, like her poor bumper has
perish
been
now.
duct taped, gorilla
This is the
taped,
episode where Mallow dies.
and now
Sunflowers
what do you
the
call
funeral.
it? You said
Galahad.
Galahad has piercings because the bumper had to be bolted on.
Which
He's
is
just a
why
rebel, okay?
we are getting her a pickup truck as soon as we can.
Yeah, I love picking on my kids. You can see we kind of give each other crap, but it's all in good fun. And I think that's part of why Tiger loves us because, you know, we are a little bit crazy and we like to laugh. We do enjoy spending time together. And I'm really glad that we were able to find each other. And
Same
it's
here.
awesome.
So what was it? We were talking about him moving down here, and we were just getting to the part where, Siriana was decided, you know what? Yeah, I'll let this man live in my house.
And the moment that was decided, she immediately, because the room that he was in now used to be her office, she immediately started cleaning that out, buying a bed, buying a desk,
Buying a chair, buying her old TV.
buying decorations.
Yeah.
She went overboard. She was so excited. And this woman doesn't trust anyone new, but it's been a couple of years, and she was just like, you know what? This one right here. I'll take it in. Yeah. Friend for a Kona.
And they've talked.
Do you
They've
feel
talked.
like you're bought from the pound?
Yeah.
They've talked online though, and they've been in the same group chat with us for years.
But this one thought, if you ever have a bad day, all of these people chose you.
It does help. I will fully admit, I still have issues with depression and everything, anxiety.
Well, it's only been like 2
But it's
months.
been it's been so much better. It really has. Just I will fully admit I take certain herbal substances to help me sleep.
Which are now legal, and it is now legal here in the Midwest.
Well,
Add it in later. But no. It's all completely legal. Like in the last like 5-10 years or so, I've always bought mine legally. Um, but I don't use it nearly as much as I used to. Only a small bowl before I go to bed, just because I can't fall asleep no matter what. But
Insomnia
yeah,
sucks.
yeah,
Insomnia sucks.
It took so long to get you down here, getting the property manager to finalize all the paperwork and
oh, that
everything.
was
ridiculously long.
and it literally took changing property managers for it to finally happen.
And then we finally had a
You all
date
dissing
set.
property managers.
No.
No.
You weren't one of the time, so it's okay.
Sure.
But no, this one individual that we had to deal with, would literally take a week or more to respond to any kind of question. They took so like to even just say, "Oh, the way you did this paperwork is wrong because of X, Y, Z." It would take forever because we started this before it was either before Thanksgiving or before Halloween.
One of those two.
Yeah, I don't
and then
remember
it took like
which.
2 months.
Yeah, and like we didn't get the final approval until January
Yeah,
or
it was like
February.
after the first of the year, it was ridiculous.
And then I had to push it back a little bit more because these two wonderful young ladies I have as nieces had school plays coming up, and I didn't like for the oldest one. It would be the last one more likely I got to see for her, and for the younger one, I didn't know if or when I would be able to. So like I had to stay and I had to do that for them.
Awesome.
When it came like the whole time talking up about it, from the final approval to the day I left, my younger niece was up my butt. We had to play Minecraft every day. We had to play Roblox, whatever else. My older niece she has her own drama going on. Wasn't real for her. I got a message saying that these two were about an hour or two out. I told everybody as I was moving my stuff out, and that's when it became real for my oldest niece. And it was just she like a dam broke, and she was in tears. And I spent like 5-10 minutes easy just hugging her and talking with her and trying to help settle her.
No, I don't want to seem heartless.
But Lizard here with the reality.
Sucks to suck. He's ours now.
We have the papers!
These nieces are minors, so they couldn't really do much, but all the adults in their lives failed our brother.
I thought you hated him.
What?
I thought you hated Tiger.
I redeemed myself.
That was 3 years ago. Let it go.
He's the outlier, remember?
He's not a liar. So, and like, his mom, his aunts, his own sister, they all failed him. And they were just continuously, like, between, like, forgetting to pay the rent, and he had to go into your 401k, didn't you? You had to cash it out early, like only like months before he was able to move down here because they just misused money.
They put a lot on your shoulders that shouldn't have been on your shoulders. It shouldn't even been near you. And I understand.
There was a lot of stuff going into that, and I get it because my family is a great example of people with mental health issues and people who received abuse and did not treat it properly. They did not try to heal. They did not try to overcome it. They just allowed themselves to wallow in past issues and past traumas, and it is what it is.
At some point, okay, as someone who's experienced all of those things, you either are going to let it own you or you're going to own yourself. And me personally, I did not want to be that example, everything that my mother was to me, to my kids. And you have to make something bigger than yourself to sometimes to be able to overcome horrible things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you cannot find it in yourself to even put your children or anyone else even above yourself or above that pain, then like, tell me honestly, years of therapy
Mm-hmm.
as for me, or medication, like it was for me, and it takes work. And
It really does.
and sometimes either they didn't have access or they didn't whatever, but yeah, they just were not able to do that for you.
I think it was more that you should not do something like that for somebody else. That is something you should do for yourself. That is something that you should do to make yourself better, to heal, rather than constantly picking at the scabs and making the wound worse.
Yeah.
Your grandma was pretty cool, though.
Your
Yes.
grandma was awesome.
We
When we
got-
finally got up there, we decided that we were gonna like allow him to say his goodbyes, and we were like, okay, what do you need to do before we head back down to where we're going? And he was like, all right, so I want to go have dinner with my grandma, and I'm like, okay, sure, why not? And then I was like,
3
oh my
days
god,
later.
she's British. She's so cool. She was at the Queen's coronation, y'all. She's so sweet. Can't hear a thing, but so sweet.
Like, and she just kept passing him money, basically saying, take it and run, keep going. I kept passing him just 20s, like, she's like, your aunt would come for them anyway, might as well you take and get out of the state.
Yeah, because like the house I was in was literally falling apart. It was a 70-foot mobile home built in the 1970s. It had never been properly taken care of. The people we bought it from were friends of my grandmother, like longer than she knew them before I was even born. They used to work together, and so I trusted them. We never signed any paperwork. We never did anything like that. Took a quick tour of the house. What was my bedroom was it's like a small room, smaller than like what Mallow's got, and I should have shown y'all when you came up.
I peeked in. I was like,
Yeah,
you walk in and walk out. Jesus.
yeah, like it's tiny. There was a hole in my closet that led underneath the trailer and into the bathroom. We did not know about that when we moved in. So, a kitten that we had at the time, we didn't have her very long, maybe a couple years, and she got out. And for like a week, everybody was in a panic trying to figure out where the heck she was, because we also had a lot of strays in there. Made Facebook posts, ads, all kinds of stuff posted everywhere, called Humane Society, vets. Turned out she was just underneath the trailer.
Oh my
And
goodness.
They pulled the siding off, found her. It was the whole thing. There's literally the one big window in the kitchen. Is literally got mold and rot. It's just slowly falling out. The window, right along the front door, going from there towards the front of the trailer. My sister slammed the door so hard it cracked one or two of the windows there. And we at the time had a window inside the door. It went flying across the living room
Oh.
because she slammed it so hard. We ended up having to get a new one. I was asked what style of door do I want, because it was supposed to be my home and my aunt's home. They were supposed to be just in there for a few months while they finished renovating their trailer. Here we are 7 years later, and I'm the only one who's gotten out. But then...
And quick inset here.
Mhm.
It was you, your mom, your adult sister, your two nieces,
and my aunt,
and your aunt.
plus 4 dogs, a cat, a 55-gallon tank of fish, another tank with a turtle, and another tank with a bearded dragon.
And did I hear that someone was a hoarder?
My aunt.
In a 2-bedroom, little tiny 70-foot trailer. And you wonder why we were desperate to get him the hell out. I am so sorry. Continue.
I want to say one thing. When I walked in, I instantly got flashbacks of when I lived with M, my ex. I was like,
Oh, it was
we had these discussions while on gaming about how the terrible living situations we were in, and I was just like, huh, It's weird seeing it in person now.
Yeah.
Outside perspective.
Yeah. So we my mom gave me a website, just pulled up whatever, I don't know where she found it from. Said, okay, pick out what style of door you want. Not a specific door, a style. So I found one, it had like this nice little neat window that I liked. I said, okay, it doesn't have to be this specifically, but I like the way the window looks in the door. I would personally really like something like that. That door, the specific door I pointed at, because of the material, because it was supposed to be like a thick security door for a mobile home, and had like a really nice design in the window. She started like attacking me for that because it was like 1,000, 2,000, something like that dollar. Like it was just a really expensive door. I'm like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I don't want you to spend 2, 3, whatever it was on this door, just something similar to this. Even if it's just made out of plywood or something. I don't care. I just like that style. We ended up just getting someone, I don't know who, found a solid door. They put it in. We had issues with the heater for a while. That went out one winter. Got that replaced because apparently that was the original heater from the 1970s. My mom decided to rip out all the insulation along the side of the door to replace a porch light for whatever reason. I don't remember what was going on there. And 2, 3 years later, the porch light is literally just hanging there by the cord. The insulation was never replaced. And there's a giant hole sitting in the side right by the door. Like it was literally falling apart around us. Like I can't do it.
And now you don't have to.
Now I
Now you're just harassed by a husky every morning.
He tries. Apparently today he got upset because I left before they woke up. From what we were told, he was literally just right outside my bedroom door and like whined or something. And let's see, where was it? He's sitting outside your door waiting. And I told him you weren't there, and he started his whiny huff. Now he's sitting in my door watching the hallway.
Aww.
And she has actually had to multiple times force him into her room because that is her emotional support dog. That is because she's had her own issues that I won't get into, but that's what she uses when she needs the cuddles, the whatever. And he will spend like most of the day in my room, just laying on the floor or whatever, in my doorway.
Well, she's usually working though when that happens.
Yeah.
Though it's hilarious that whenever she said, all right, time to go to bed, and he goes wandering into Tiger's room.
Yeah, he actually did that one night. There was one day where she's like trying to get him into her room because whatever happened, she just needed that time with him. So he kept trying to go into my room. So I literally just like, okay, I closed my door, said my access to me is off. You go with her and you give her the time she needs.
That's right.
And Tiger's the mean one in his eyes because cause like this dog could go anywhere. Sariana is cooking right up her butt. Anything that drops is his. And Tiger has been placing rules of like, you can't cross this line to the kitchen while we're in the kitchen cooking and doing all this stuff and everything. And he's like, I didn't have rules. There was no rules.
He's actually had feuds with me that lasted like an entire day or part of the day simply because of, I think, rules like this, where I could not look at him, I could not touch him, I could not do anything with this dog. He was upset at me. Like, okay.
None of our pups have that issue because they're small enough we can just pick them up and be like, this is not going to happen. You're going to love me or perish.
Or you're too small, get out of the kitchen.
If there is ever a single instance ever that Molly May does not give you lovin's, I'm gonna call you a damn liar. Because that
or she's sometimes she's really mad. She just flops over not giving kisses.
You have to love her back.
But then you did something and you need to make up for it.
That's your fault.
That's right. That's what she says. It's your fault. You have to make it better. Because all the babies in this house are spoiled, including their own children.
She's actually starting to get a little bit better with me. It's not taking as long for the barking to stop because, like, when I first came down, it was literally all day, every
Oh,
day.
and did not end. And that yapping, I love my babies, but that is not allowed.
But here she is, like, right across the table from me. She's actually come over and kind of like, climbed up on my leg a little bit, and I've given her some scratches.
Matilda,
Molly
can
May
actually
has
be in
some-
the same room now.
And yeah, Matilda can be in the same room
Yeah.
with you. Matilda and Molly May have severe stranger anxiety. Matilda will disappear for any time a new person is around, but he was only done with a couple hours when she came out this morning. And again, Molly May, couple hours, and she was pretty decent.
Matilda was pretty quick actually today.
Was she? Oh, that's awesome.
Well, when I came in, when I got here,
I was trying to bring her
Yeah.
to do Mallow's room.
yeah, so
So she saw him before he saw her.
yeah, like literally, she was the first one to know I was here. Took her to Mallow's room, and like, was it 5-10 minutes later? Kind of came out, and she was able to be just past, like, just into that little doorway to the living room.
She just stared, but then you said hello and she bolted.
She's like, it speaks!
And before, she would be hiding under beds and closets.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't see her the rest of the day.
And
Until hours after he left.
But like the whole time he was here, she's just laying on Mallow's bed, just being watching the doorway. But like I still don't want him to come in here. But like it's fine.
Yeah,
But yeah, she allowed herself to be seen.
Even
though.
the animals know your family.
yeah, you got to give her the time and the space she needs to accept it and adjust.
And that anxiety to be like, oh, wait, I know him.
If you didn't, I bet you if you didn't smell like a weird dog that she doesn't know about every time you came in, it'd probably be easier.
Okay, well, guys, is there anything else we missed out on for this first family session while we have Tiger here?
Compare and contrast of
Gross.
Papa Bubbles' experience with moving down here with his.
True. I found my man from out of state with only a little bit of stuff to his name, been treated not so gently by people in his life, and kind of similar to what happened here.
Needed to change the scenery.
Yeah, needed to change scenery. Weren't gonna hang around too long, and then got adopted by those Midwest bitches.
Edit.
There you go, guys. Have a little chat about what it's like to be adopted by us ladies.
Well, mine's all longer because I've been here like almost 20 years.
But just the initial,
Well, first,
the culture shock. How's it? The culture shock.
well, I didn't hear, I never knew anything about toasted raviolis.
You say ravioli.
Toasted
Oh,
raviolis.
toasted.
Never heard of
Do you know what
before.
toasted ravioli is?
Ravioli? No.
So that was a big culture shock then.
I'm talking
remember-
about going
remember when
from
I
your
moved-
family to ours.
But it's different. We can't really compare because
We
when I met,
built the family.
because when I met you, the kids were 2 and 5. You know, we were living with grandma. Okay, I didn't really know your family that much. You know, your mom and dad. You didn't know mine. You know,
At all.
We just and you know, I would just with my friend Speedy. You know, and his wife Miss Speedy, and that's all I know. That's all I knew. You know, and then I met you, and it's kind of different because we didn't have this family yet.
Right.
All right, so we can't really compare. And plus, we both changed in that time. You and me
Oh my God,
have
yes.
both changed. You and I. But we have some similarities with the garbage bag of items.
Tiger had a little bit more than that.
She's terrible, I know. Well, from what I heard, you were first coming down here to help Speedy move, and then you
No,
weren't sure.
I actually moved here to become a country singer.
Really?
Oh.
Yes.
What?
Yes, I told you this. Don't even play like you don't even know. And then I met you guys, and then that was it. You already knew this.
You could have been the next Garth Brooks.
Don't even put your eyes like that. You knew this many, many years ago.
Well, our memory's starting to go, Papa.
Probably,
You just
yeah,
gotta.
probably. But yeah, that's because I sang country music at the time, and when Speedy asked me to come with him, Branson wasn't that far from the Midwest, You know, so
Does Branson actually like
yes, that's where some country singers come from.
really? Oh,
That and another state where it starts with a T. You know, has
Where
there's a bunch.
Memphis is.
There was
Ah.
like a king that lived in the area
Yes,
too.
yes,
oh, shut up.
yeah, yes. So that's what I was going to do. That was my goal. And then
And then you got seduced by a single mother with two.
yeah, we were just supposed to be friends at first.
Well, that entire story is also coming. Stay tuned.
Well, that story already has been in episode 1. We've already talked about that in episode 1.
Not in depth.
Well, yeah. But yeah, she needed help to go back home after she went to my town I was staying at. Her town was like an hour or so away, 40 minutes away, and she didn't want to get lost, so she had me go with her, and then I never left.
That was smooth.
Stayed for
That
3
was-
days.
Yeah, but then I went and got my clothes, filled up another garbage bag.
That
of
wasn't
clothes.
for a couple months.
But yeah, I mean the rest is history. I mean,
Yeah.
we really haven't left each other's side since.
Not really.
That's cute.
That is.
So, but yeah, it's almost 20 years in August.
Yep.
For anyone that's curious, Papa Bubble still does karaoke, and he is pretty good at it. So maybe you could still fulfill your dream, become a country singer.
I'll become a karaoke singer.
Ooh, maybe we could record some audio from him doing karaoke one night, included in the podcast.
We could put it on a Patreon.
What do you
Pay
think?
extra money for Papa Bubble singing.
That could be what the opening tune.
Okay, guys,
Ooh.
what do you think? What do we want? Do we want Patreon? Do we just want to go fund me Papa's dream? Or do you want him to... I don't... How... You can't copyright someone else's song as our intro.
I'm getting too old, and yeah, I'm not. Yeah, no.
Just
That
put a-
that part of my dream is over. I'm living my dream right now.
Okay.
But you know, karaoke every once in a while is fine. That keeps the juices flowing. But as far as the name Bubbles, I did get that through karaoke.
Oh. Well, I can't wait to hear that
Which
story.
is why Bubbles is dead. And I hate the name Papa Bubbles for the record. Hate it. Hate it. What about you, Tiger? How the culture shock? Are you getting used to it now?
I'm for the most part, I'm used to it. I've got a nice routine going, and I love it.
How about the 4-lane highway? Does that freak you out once in a while?
Four-way? What do you mean
Or the
four-way?
4-way highway up around the city.
Oh, I never go out.
You never gone up north? Up
No.
north?
We have plans to do so, to take him
No,
to,
That freaked me out.
Because
The 4-lane highway freaked me out.
well, I'm used to driving on my home state's interstate, where
Too
the
much.
slowest. Well, it did get up to be like 3 or 4 in some areas, but the slowest you would go is 80 miles an hour.
I had to
And
move up to where he was.
Like there were
Well,
some
you know,
areas.
he's from Alaska. Okay, and all you have is like igloos.
She does love the cold.
I do.
And there were some areas, like about an hour or so south of where I lived, in a major city, where if you did not speed, you would actually get a ticket from a police officer for obstructing traffic, because you did not do 15, 20 plus miles over the posted speed limit.
No, we need to move there.
Y'all,
You don't want to
no.
move there. The people there are crazy.
I know you're right. I never want to go to Alaska. That's maybe to visit, but not to live.
We're just joking,
Internet's
y'all.
too
I'm
expensive
sure
up there.
Alaska's amazing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Alaskans. Any Eskimos listening? I am sorry.
Anyways,
Eskimo Americans, I'm sorry.
no, I don't know.
Okay, guys, I think that should just about wrap it up for this episode of Big Mama's House. Thank you all. I hope you enjoyed it, and if not, we'll try harder next time, I promise. Bye.